I don't know what to expect with Bonnie.
Okay. Well, we got that mystery solved.
Oh wait, she's gonna know everything from the Reverie, so she's gonna be the one to tell Luffy and all that about the Reverie. I didn't even cop that before. Right? That's what this is all about. So we're gonna have some more. Also, where are they right now? Like, they're nowhere near Sphinx, right? And it's a few weeks, so they might not have gone to Elbath or to like Vera. They could be in some completely different place. And it will be interesting if they come to Vera, because if they go to Vera at this point, we could see them like separate, like figure out about Sabo and learn more about that, right?
2,000 years later.
With this statement right here, okay, with the statement Zoro made, I'm pretty certain we're not going to see Vivi until the final war. Or unless we go to Elbath right now. If we land on Elbath, I will still stand by Vivi coming back. But if it's not Elbath, she's not back yet. That's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment, right? I don't know how everyone else feels about it, but that's just the vibe I get. Also, how fucking clueless is Dragon in the first place? Like, what was his whole plan? If he didn't know about Emu, what was his whole, like, plan for this at all? Yeah? Like, at this point, Bonny could come up with a better plan. But that's the interesting thing, okay? Let's talk, since we were talking about Sabo and what him knowing about Emu entails. Hypothetically speaking, if Sabo was near Kuma at the time, and maybe him and Kuma saw it at the same time, and if Kuma also saw what happened. Okay, if Kuma also saw Emu in Pangaea Castle, whatever, the throne room, at some point, does that, and Bonny was following Kuma around by the looks of things, like trying to keep tabs on him. Do we think Bonny knows about Emu? Because if so, you know what happens here, boys. Luffy finds out about the god of the world.
Today, we use our power to fell a god, and then seize our destiny!
Reverie Arc 2. Let's say we get a flashback for 5 chapters about the Reverie. I actually feel like that might happen, right? So we don't actually know what island we're going to for a bit. Or we just get a flashback to the next few islands. That might be interesting. Where it's like, okay, it's a flashback. Not bad, not bad. Right? And they focus on the upcoming arcs and what that might entail, right? If we get Jewelry Bonny being like the voice of that, not only will it give her a better arc and a character that we might be able to latch onto and people might be happy about. Because think about, like, although Kid wasn't that big of an importance in 1.0, he did grow like a sizable audience, like with Geo and all these different people, like kind of attaching to him and shit. And so he sort of got that supernova clout he didn't have in the first place. And I feel like the same might happen for Bonny with this arc, and maybe she focuses on the Straw Hats. Like, what connection does she have? What are we gonna see? Like, she's obviously connected to Kuma. Are we gonna go to Kuma's hometown? Because if Bonny's nearby here, is this where we're going? We're going to like Kuma's home kingdom, and it's gonna turn out to be one of the kingdoms in civil war, rebellion after the queen left, or maybe Kuma's the king or something and she was the queen, and after they both left, it caused anarchy in the kingdom, and the Straw Hats are gonna come and, you know, revitalize the kingdom, save the kingdom from some evildoers or some revolutionary problems that are going on, and then that's gonna bring him into conflict with Dragon, and Dragon's gonna show up. Like, that could be something that could go down, right? There could be a lot of shit. I do think maybe it might be there's a revolutionary fight, and maybe we have him fight with the revolutionaries as like an emperor, like as a power, an asset to the revolutionaries, right? He comes in. Maybe this is an easy arc for the Straw Hats. Maybe this is the first, like, think of it this way. Maybe the next arc with Jewelry Bonny is going to focus a lot more on Jewelry Bonny. I'm not going to keep saying her full name. Bonny, right? Focuses a lot more on Bonny, right? And the revolutionaries that may be involved in her kingdom, because if we're going to her kingdom, hypothetically speaking, and we have Luffy sort of becoming here as an asset to the revolutionaries. You know, it's sort of like a Fishman Island thing, where it's primarily lore. You're primarily focused on the princess or the princes or the characters of the arc, and then near the end, when the villain starts to get a bit too big for his britches, right? We have the Straw Hats come in, do the like stride, do the walk and stride, do. All right, we're gonna re-upload that as an overtaken remix, lads. That's the best I got. Best lyrical talent of the generation, all right? But that's my point, right? Is that we'll get this sort of thing where it's more of a building up the Straw Hats before we get into a proper fight, just like with the post time skip and the Fishman Island. That's my point. Is that like this arc will be build up for the Straw Hats at the end of the day. I feel like that's what it's going to be, and I'm excited. I really am. I'm looking forward to, you know, how it's handled at the end of the day, right? I'm looking to see what lore might be dropped. You know, we might find out more about Dragon. Maybe Dragon has a lot more to do with this kingdom than we know, right? And maybe with the whole, if there's news about it, because it's the Emperor's first attack on an island, maybe Dragon comes and we get the whole reunion at the end of the arc between Luffy and Dragon, and we get a, and you know, the final saga, so this shit can happen like any arc these days. So we're getting that because it would make sense. Because if Ivankov shows up, maybe Ivankov shows up like halfway through the arc. And that's like the start of it, right? That's the start of the build-up. Talking about, you know, build-up. He talks with Dragon. He's like, Dragon's on his way. You know, Ivankov is all like, okay. Like, oh, he understands what's going on with Luffy. He comes to check. He's like, he's worried about Sabo. He tells Luffy about Sabo. And if Luffy's not worried about Sabo anymore, he is now again. And he's like, we gotta sort some shit out. We gotta do something, you know? And like, realistically, this is gonna be fantastic, because what is gonna happen, right? Is if we get that reunion, that would make sense then, right? Because we get the metal lore we're gonna get dropped on Luffy, with Luffy, you know, Luffy's past preferably and all this stuff. Now, I don't know, right? Because I want Dragon to be important, and I feel like Jewelry Bonny is the gateway to it because of Kuma, right? And I feel like this arc could do that. And I wanted Elbath. I still want Elbath. I'm still an Elbath simp at my very, very core. I'm still praying to Goda every single night, being like, Elbath, 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 right? Like, you gotta understand, I'm still doing my daily rituals. I haven't sacrificed those rituals.
Just give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me! Just give it! Damn!
But I can wait another arc if I have to. I will wait if I have to. And have another arc that's well set up. Just to be that sort of arc for the Straw Hats to fucking strut their stuff, and we get some lore. And a really enjoyable kingdom based on a really enjoyable country. And you know, you get, and I think Bonny will be I hate the idea of it happening again, but it will. Another princess-esque character, right? Or the queen or something. I think she will be one of those Vivi sort of characters, you know? Be like Momo and Vivi. Because realistically, that's what Momo was. Momo was like the Vivi of Wano, where he was like a prince character, or prince character. Like, Hiyori meant nothing at the end of the day. Like, it's actually wild how useless Hiyori was to the overall plot. Like, just to think about it, how fucking pointless. Can we just talk about that for a second? Let's just go back, right? Let's talk, because we're talking about the whole princess shit real quick. We're talking about all the stuff to do with that. How the hell? Like, what did Hiyori's value bring to the story at all? She had a moment with Otoko. She had build up to fight Orochi. And what did she do? Fucking nothing. She had a great arc where she like builds up builds up to it, right? She's building up to it. And then we've got her confronting Orochi. She's got the whole plan. She's got little bam bam, thank you ma'am, sea prism, new needles like Haku, right? And she could be a stealth kill. She could do some wild shit. You know, she could have pulled out a sword and been like, this is for my father, and like chopped off his head and let him burn to death like a madman. Right? And we could have seen, maybe Denjiro comes in at the last minute. Maybe she's like, I have avenged you, father, and she's like ready to burn as a symbol of rebellion from he's like, I will burn like my father, or I will boil like my father, right? So it's her sort of deal, and then Denjiro comes in at the end and actually just saves her from dying, but doesn't actually take away the moment of killing Orochi. Oh man, this shit frustrated me so much, you have no idea. It pissed me off to no end when that happened, because I was like, why? Why? Tell me why. Because she's just useless. I'm thinking, what does she do? She sets up for a reason. Alright, what did she set up? She sets up why the old men are angry at her, at Komurasaki. She sets up the saving of Otoko, which, yeah, okay, important enough, but if she wasn't there, it could be avoided as well, so there's various different things. Let me just think real quick what she was used for. She gave Zoro Enma. That could have easily been, Suzaki, or that could easily been Momo's granddad, right? He could have easily had the same interaction with Zoro, you know, about Momo. We could have easily had that. Or him see like Ryuma or the daimyo of Ringo in Zoro and trust him with the sword. They could have easily said that Sakazuki had, or not Sakazuki, I'm just gonna call him Odin's dad. Odin's dad had like a previous relationship with the guy with the thing of Ringo, and like we could have got a slight bit more Zoro lore while he's handed off Enma, and it could have had some actual, you know, impact on Zoro as a character, but also just generally because he's trusting this sword to like someone who resembles his old friend, so he cares a lot more about it, right? That would have been way better than just, oh yeah, here's my brother's sword, I think you deserve it more. Oh yeah, we need Shisui back. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep with you for a bit of fan service, and yeah, and then I'm not gonna fight once. I'm not gonna do shit. All I'm gonna do is play me little musical instrument all arc and build myself up as this fantastic daughter of a samurai who was like literally, come on. And like she was there 26 or 20 years under Kyoshiro, under Denjiro, not a single bit of sword training. Are you serious? Momo, who is 8 years old, got sword training at the start of the arc. Like, come on, fellas. What is this? I don't know. Personally, I think Hiyori was really wasted as a character, and that's why we're going back to Jewelry Bonny Supremacy, everybody. Let's go. We're another princess character. Let's hope it goes well. We got Prince. The prince was handled well in Wano. The prince was handled beautifully. But how are we gonna see that again? Like, cause that's the thing, right? Usually it has a princess only. And so we've talked about the princess problem. But if you think about it, the princess problem only exists if you take it as a princess. Because Vivi was a great princess fighting for her kingdom, and Momo was the same. Now, I don't consider Pudding that sort of vibe, because I don't think Pudding was that important. I feel like the family as a whole was focused on the whole dynamic, and I don't feel like Pudding or Katakuri contributed to the princess problem at all, right? My whole opinion that I've been trying to say is that I just think Hiyori's pointless now. After everything that we've been through, the only reason I'm excited for Hiyori to ever show up in the story again is a duet between her and Brooke in the anime, and also a little special episode in the anime where they might have her, Uta, and Brooke doing like a band recital together of like Shinji Taiwako Wari Naisa, you know, that sort of deal, like, or like, I don't know, the Moon Princess. Like, look, I feel like Bonnie as a character is going to be like so much better, because I feel like unless Kuma is important to the story, Bonnie is going to be this primary protagonist for this arc, like the worst generation. We've got no more Law around the place, right? We've got no more Kid. She is the only worst generation representation we have so far. As we know, Arouge might show up, or someone. Hawkins is just dead, right? Hawkins is like gone to see Whitebeard. He's like, can we get much higher? Oh yeah, right. We have that there. We have Hawkins just chilling there, like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, he looks at Whitebeard. He's like, oh yeah, right. That's what Hawkins is up to right now, right? The One Piece is real for Hawkins. That's definitely what I'm gonna say. Yeah, and Drake's probably off looking for Kobe at this point. That's actually interesting. Do we think Drake is gonna die off screen against Blackbeard, just get wiped off the face of this earth? Oh, that'd be so funny. All of Drake's the crap in Wano, and he just gets wiped off by Blackbeard off screen. And now, actually, who would be left remaining if Drake and Hawkins are dead? So we would have had Bonny, we would have had Kid, we would have had Law, Arouge, Apu, and then Luffy, Zoro, and Beige. Okay, so there's still quite a lot. For some reason, I thought I'd be able to count it on one hand, but no, there is still quite a lot of supernovas left after that. But I don't really see a scenario where anyone but possibly Arouge shows up in the future arc. In which case, if we are going to Bonny's Kingdom and Bonny is the primary focus, I think it'd be interesting, because I think Bonny will shoot up in popularity. You know, besides the fact that, you know, it's a worst generation member who's similar to Luffy and, you know, is a woman. I feel like the character itself is going to be well beloved. I'm trying to justify here why I believe Bonny's just going to be the main character of this arc. Not the main character, but the main side character of this arc. Right? Law's not here no more.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Get your Trafalgar D's out of your mind, alright? Trafalgar D Law's not here anymore. This revamps my entire thought process from this upcoming arc. Alright, Caribou. So let's assume this, whatever island this was, fucking Things Island with Bonny. Caribou's also here, so Caribou's on the ship somewhere. So Caribou's now here, Bonny's here. These are the two primary characters of the arc, you know. There we fucking go. Primary characters. That is the word I'm looking for. Finally, you stupid brain, it's finally working. Your 2% functioning brain. There we go. Got the juices flowing. Got the juices in my brain are finally flowing for once. Took me long enough. But that's like my point, right? Is that let's say I didn't even think about Caribou being on the ship, because he mentions going to Mary Joie, right? If this is the primary focus, where we have like Caribou and Bonny and stuff, and all the Straw Hats and all the lore that we're gonna get, I really don't know what's coming next. Like, I keep thinking about it, because if we don't get Elbath here, what's next, right? We could probably have Lodestar. The whole thought was Elbath, Lodestar, then Laugh Tale, then the final war, yeah? And I feel like this just brings everything into question. You're thinking, how are they going to handle this? What's Oda going to do? And I feel like giving us these questions, even if he does go with Elbath at the end of the day, is an intriguing way to go about it. And I'm really looking forward to the upcoming arc. I don't know about many of yous, but I am excited. I am really excited to see, personally, how this is handled.